All right, good evening, everybody. You're witnessing, I'm not sure exactly what, but you're witnessing a pre-meeting to the special town meeting for Monday, November 20th, 2017.
And it is being televised.
Yes, that's right. I've been away, so I have to be retrained. It's being televised by Area 58 Community Access Television, available on the Community Access Television stations and YouTube. We should probably start as we normally do. We don't have a flag, but
We'll do it over.
You can do it in the meeting.
yeah, we'll do it at the meeting, so we'll defer until the meeting. We're here to discuss the warrant articles, and
There are 5 articles. First one is for the open space grant for hops. And the way it works is that the state is very specific about the wording that the town has to approve in order to be eligible for the hops grant. As part of that, we have to commit fully the $256,000 for the hops project. However, the motion will be worded so that the money that the town is setting aside out of its own coffers will not be expended. It will
Yes.
simply be held there until either sufficient money comes from hops or from the state grant or some combination. Then, either from commitment or actual check, the money's there. We will then send the money that we've taken out of the stabilization fund back into the stabilization fund. It does require 2/3 vote, but we're not touching it. It doesn't change the tax rate. It will be a wash, and the money will go right back once we have the commitments from the state and from hops.
I moved it with Charlie.
I was
Well,
going to say,
no, I was
remember
gonna
exactly
say-
what you said,
yeah,
because it
no,
was perfect, and,
I actually have a little paragraph that I
oh, in that case,
wrote up,
we'll
just because I've been so involved with cops, so. But I don't for anybody else, but just.
No, that's fine. You don't care about anybody else, is that what you
No,
do?
I do. No, only because I've been part of this from the,
From the get-go? From the get-go.
yeah, so,
So that's one.
Well, I was on the national committee, so there.
yeah.
Article 2 is on restaurants serving alcohol on Sunday. Back in the previous millennium, the state approved the statute that allowed cities and towns to give permission to restaurants to serve alcohol before noon on Sundays. In Halifax, the Board of Selectmen did that, something on the order of about 1993 or so. However, then, just in the last year, we had someone ask, because there was a change in state law that allowed them to move the opening or for the sale of alcohol till 10 a.m. instead of 11 a.m. And the board has approved that. However, I went back after that happened and checked to see if the town had ever accepted the actual statute. We never did. So
Subsequently, we can't do what
well, what I want to do is just make it legitimate that the town has accepted the statute, therefore the board then would have the rightful permission to grant the request by the restaurants to serve alcohol at an earlier hour. Hi, Gordon.
Could I interrupt?
Yeah, sure.
you already did.
The question on the playground.
Yeah.
The way it reads at the bottom, does the whole parcel, the 33 acres?
Yes.
Does that
Everything has to be
have,
dedicated, must be, according to the state, it is required, no ifs, ands, or buts.
so is there, if we were needed to expand the school?
Nope,
So you can't do it?
nope.
So would we be better off subdividing that parcel?
It might be if we had time, but we're not going to have time.
So that limits us from this moment on for the
Right.
rest of the,
Unless we get a special act of the legislature through Article 97 of the state constitution.
it just seems that's,
So, okay, so this.
Yes, the entire parcel, we had that discussion with the state several times. It can't be just the hops footprint. It has to be the entire parcel, because hops is in the parcel. You're right, if we had a subdivided parcel, it would be different, but we don't.
can we subdivide it after the fact?
No, because I believe the wording of the article is very specific about the map and parcel and the acreage of the parcel. So we're stuck.
But if we need, not that we're anticipating any expansion of the school anytime soon, but if that were to become the case, I can't see the legislature denying us the ability to do that. I mean, we've got a special
If it
acts of
happens,
the
it's gonna, if
legislature for a
it
lot less
happens, it'll be
important
decades from now, at the rate things are going.
So the grant is for 106,664.
No,
No, it's, I thought it was for 75.
no,
things. No, it's for 50.
50. let's
Yeah.
try to do one thing at a time. Keep going.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so that was just the concern, that the way that I read it.
Yeah, no, the entire parcel has to be dedicated.
Okay. All right, thanks.
Thanks, Gordon.
So for the grant, we're eligible for 50,000.
Yes, that's what I thought.
Hops
it was.
Hops is gonna need to come up with 56
Yes.
more. The state will come up with 50. As those things happen, then we've got the additional 106 for the project.
Yes, okay, so that's what confused me in the wording of that.
Okay, so we've done, so everybody clear on 2 on the restaurants and alcohol? centers?
Yes.
We were talking about on Sunday, the last
Yes.
Monday in May, and on Christmas Day or the following. That just seemed a little awkward.
Well, that, again, that's the wording from the state.
Well,
That's fine, it just
Yeah.
reads awkward.
Yeah.
as much as I voted for it, I have to be a candidate. I don't like the idea of having alcohol served on Sundays. I think I always felt that they had 6 days and they couldn't figure it out in 6 days. But I understand the need.
So Article 3, revolving funds for the elder bus. This is a technical change based on the
Can I
Attorney
hold
General.
you for a second, Gordon? So I know so who's gonna move to? Do you want me to move to?
I can move too, that's fine. It's just, like I said, the language is a little awkward.
Well, the state legislature's never been known for
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, you may have to jump in and explain, because you have the dates in mind from the town did it in 93. and don't have that.
revolving funds for the elder bus. This is a technical change where the AG's office had said that we needed to change the wording of the revolving funds bylaw. We mentioned donations as one of the sources, and there's some debate about whether donations can go in a revolving fund because they're not fees. In general, revolving funds are fee-based. So what Larry and I did was say, okay, fine, we'll say all the receipts instead. And all donations are receipts, not all receipts are donations. So we'll encompass any donations within that larger set of possible revenues. For
You
the
gonna explain that one?
Yes.
I'm just checking. You know, I'm just like,
Yeah, no, we'll move on. You can explain.
Look, I'd
I'm
like.
sorry, what's your name again?
Okay, 4, who's doing 3 then, I guess?
I'll do 3.
yes, thank you.
4, license of delinquent taxpayers. Again, this is a revision based on the AG's office. It's set up in our current bylaw now that the treasurer collector can periodically send out the list of delinquent taxpayers to the various offices. The state law says it needs to be done at least annually. So what we said is that she will do it annually, but also periodically.
Right.
So we'll cover both of those. That's a change there. Who's doing 4?
We can go on a loop, I'll do that, right?
And then 5 is on foreclosed properties. This is not the properties the town is foreclosing on. These are the ones where banks or other financial institutions have.
Have put it in foreclosure.
And the bylaw is there to have those properties maintained. What the AG's office said was recommending was a change in the definition of owner. I guess there's a question about at what point does a trustee become an owner type of situation. So this change follows what the AG's advice is on that.
Awesome.
And who's doing 5?
I'll read it if you want. That's fine. Do you want me to do a long motion, or would you prefer a long motion?
Well, no, I wouldn't prefer the long motion. That's why I put in the short motion.
I'm gonna move the short motion,
As printed.
because I'm short.
Basically, yeah, it's, so 5, I moved town amend chapter section as printed in the warrant.
Don't tell me what to do, Charlie.
I'm not telling you anything,
Are you going to move
especially not
it?
what to do.
Do you want me to move 5?
No, I was
Or
going to move it.
you can do 5,
It
yeah.
sounded like you wanted to
No,
do
I
it.
was joking because he was,
Oh, okay.
that's my kind of joke with Charlie.
Oh,
He
okay.
does tell me what to
Well, you tell
Only,
everyone
she'll only
else
do
so
it if she
all
wants
works.
to. That's
do. Right,
complete freedom of that.
that's right. Okay.
All right, so you're going to speak to it?
You're looking at me or you're looking at her?
No, I'm looking at you.
Okay.
I'm looking at your kid.
Yes.
Nobody else here.
I'm available for everything.
Well, that's good, because that'll move it along,
Yes.
because you have a better
Yeah,
understanding.
if you want, I'll even sit by their microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should, actually.
Take out those few seconds for each of the articles, we'll get out of there even sooner.
Well, you know, it will move things along.
Well, since you're gonna be, since you're gonna be.
Arguing?
Explaining all of them, do you wanna explain one too? So it's not awkward?
You already have it,
All right.
You got it covered.
yeah.
You're the money person, you understand that. You know what $5 is, don't you?
It's a cup of coffee in some places.
I was gonna say Starbucks. is
Not too many anymore.
And Dunkies, it's 2 cups.
Do you guys want to approve the live entertainment for Sunday, November 26th for Lily Cafe, the Happy Dragon? She's gonna have her opening that day, and she'd like a DJ there from 11 to 1.
Very exciting, just for 2 hours.
11 a.m. to 1 a.m.
Oh, okay,
That's what she puts down, but I know.
14 hours. DJ's gonna be rocking this place
But
down.
actually, family and friends, are coming, to invite them.
Oh, we're invited, oh, so it's not a public event?
Well, it sounds like it's gonna be public at some point,
Do you?
because, well, if she wants it from 11 to 1, that's 14 hours.
I know, but that's what we had decided on a couple of weeks ago. That's what she did. She just put the regular working hours that she had for that day, so.
Okay.
But,
Okay,
so this
yes,
was that amount. I mean, it might not be open,
okay.
So moved.
Second,
Okay.
All those in favor?
aye.
All right.
We're very excited about
So
this.
when they were talking about Sunday, the Board of Health has said,
Everything's all set.
Board of Health building inspector?
Yes,
Yeah,
they
they're
went,
all signed
they
off.
went at 10 o'clock today.
Fire.
Yeah, they got their permits from those
Yes.
upstairs, and then she came down to me, and I gave her her
Great.
common vic for
Wonderful.
alcohol. I told her I was doing this tonight, and, yeah,
Okay, and she's waiting till Sunday because it's a lucky day.
well, maybe that's it, I don't know.
I thought she was gonna have it open for Thanksgiving.
Then she said something about like being the doors were gonna be open just to have some people come in.
I think like a soft opening.
Right, so for the people, for the new people, like the employees to try it.
Yes.
Well, that's typical.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So we can't go in, I guess. But if I'm,
Oh,
So is it
speaking
gonna be
of,
Japanese cuisine?
typically by Thanksgiving, we would have done our liquor inspections, but I didn't get a list.
but I didn't.
Because we never divvied it up, I believe.
No, I didn't do it that night because Tom wasn't here, so we're gonna do it Tuesday night.
Oh, okay.
What, Tuesday night, next Tuesday?
Yes.
You know I love to organize that too.
Yes, I know.
You thought I was dropping the ball.
Because she'll divide the liquor, you all will divide the liquor licenses up, and then the next meeting on the
You were
12th,
probably on the ball.
12th, you'll do
Yeah.
the licenses.
Perfect.
And Andrew's person is here, man.
Yeah, just to interrupt again, so just quickly looking at that map,
Okay.
are we sure that the water department is not on that parcel?
Yes.
Positive?
No. I can go back to town hall, I got 10 minutes.
Because just looking at the drawing real quick,
We're waiting, whatever there is there.
there's like a million texts coming in right now. So here's, I would say, Pope's Tavern.
Post Tavern's so far over the right-hand side there, some of it might be on it.
Yeah,
Some of
this-
Pope's Tavern could be on it.
No, not
The
Post
water-
Tavern, but the water
water
department, former police
Does that
station.
affect what we can do with the property?
Well, because it's already
It's already there.
there.
But I mean, well,
But
then-
you're talking about expansion.
Yeah, if we ever do anything else with that building, do we-
If it's in the lot, then yes, if we ever expanded that building, we'd be set to.
So are you concerned that it's not worth the 50,000 to have?
I don't think it's that debilitating. I've seen this legislature give special acts for some of the most incredible stuff. If we were to need to do this, I really don't see it as a handicap.
I tend to agree with you. I mean, they've okayed several pieces of property like that before.
Some incredible stuff. And in the water department, I don't see needing any expansion anytime soon either, but I appreciate your point that, you know, it's on the surface concerning, but I think thinking it through a little bit, I don't really think it's a big deal.
Is that your concern?
yeah, I mean, it just seems like, I know why we're doing this to do it, but it just seems like, is it's gonna cost us more than $50,000 down the road?
Well, not for an act of the legislature, but.
Yes, okay, so. I don't know
I
what the
guess my
alternative
question would be,
is not to
has
accept.
there been anybody approach you about expanding the school and doing anything?
No, it's just, it's the, you know,
No,
I
I
looked at the
understand
map
the point.
and.
The principle
Yeah,
of
no, I
things.
understand the
Okay.
point totally. Is it the case, I'm just thinking out loud, is it the case that we accept and then we sit down, we do the article so
Yeah.
that it's in place?
Then we can pursue it. Is that where we're going with that?
Yes, that
Yeah,
it,
I mean,
Yeah.
that's fine. I just don't wanna
no, I
pass
appreciate.
something and then,
Well, at some point, if we need to, if the property, if the water department, for instance, is within the same parcel, and the same thing with the school, and we wanted to expand, then we would have to go to the state legislature and get Article 97 approval, which allow, the state legislature then can say you can take the property that's been dedicated for open space out of open space.
okay.
Yeah, I can't see them pinning us to the 33 acres based on the, I don't even think it's a half an acre, what we're gonna be using for that.
Well, except that we use it, obviously, it's,
We use it for-
in this case,
Yeah,
it's for
right.
playground, but we have the fields also.
No, I understand.
the
But
more-
you have to have the fields also, but you also have to look for extra parking spaces.
Well, the parking at least would be related to the field, so that would be fine.
Yeah,
But.
Appreciate your point, but I
The
think-
point on, for instance, expanding the water department is that we're not going to use, where the water department would want to expand, we're not going to be using for playgrounds or play areas or anything like that. So it's more likely to stay.
My thought was the Pope's Tavern renovation and the parking there. Is that going to affect, is that?
The expanded
law?
parking right now is planned for in front of the building, so I don't think that that's gonna be.
And we're already talking about expanding the parking where the Hops playground, the library, because we're running out of spaces even for just Hops.
and is parking, I'm asking, is parking considered still sort of open space in the
Well, it's
sense
not open
of?
space per se, but it's there as supporting the open space, yeah.
Okay,
Thank you, Gordon.
all right.
It's a good point. Do we have any other business?
No, that's all I have.
See that, hopefully get a quorum.
Yep, I will entertain a motion to adjourn to the town meeting.
So move.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And come to town meeting, we need quorum.